The best way to keep subscribers engaged is to ask them questions. I use questions in the body of my email and the subject line. What do you think about this? I ask them, what do you think I should write about? This is where you can use social media to share, like, this was an extremely popular article that I shared, or this post went viral and it surprised me. And to invite reactions back. What do you want me to write about? What are you struggling with? What is a challenge that you're currently facing? If you engage with your readers, with a newsletter, people will respond and I engage them. I'll say, what's something you wish I wrote about? And then it makes you more relatable, more approachable, and you are listening. They are telling you what they want to hear about.
Once you have people on your email list, you want to continue growing your trust and relationship with them, which means they need a reason to keep opening the messages you send over time. So how do you keep people engaged? What do you say? Kei He gave us a great tip at the beginning of this video, which is to ask questions. Your subscribers can offer a wealth of ideas and feedback, but they may not assume they can just hit reply and start a conversation. By asking questions, you invite them into a dialogue with you where you can gain a better understanding of what your audience needs and how you can serve them. The lessons you've learned in this course are also a part of the equation for keeping subscribers engaged. The audience research from Module 2 tells you exactly what to say. The content tips from Module 3 tell you how to say it in a way that's irresistible. And what you learned about consistency in Module 4 can help you show up regularly for your audience so they know they can depend on you. Applying those lessons, along with some of the ideas we'll hear from other creators in this lesson, will help you grow an engaged email list filled with fans who will take action when called upon. Let's check out some other strategies for keeping your list engaged. Becky Mullenkamp's email open rate is around 50%, which is nearly double what's considered to be a high open rate. One of the strategies she attributes her success to is using an onboarding or opening sequence to make sure her new subscribers are getting a ton of value right away.
Once you get them to sign up, it's what comes next that really matters. Are you doing a good job of making sure that it's really clear for them how to get that thing so that they know, what do I got to click? What do I have to do to actually get the thing I asked for and to get out of any sort of junk filters or anything and capture them so they have that intent to be there. And then following up with how to use that thing, giving them more information about it so they feel like you actually aren't just trying to grab their email, but you're actually trying to help them. So when people get in my email list, they don't go into my regular emails or sales emails right away. I'm giving them, here's the thing you asked for. Here's how to use that thing. Here's what I know about you because you signed up for this thing. I do some things to help people self-select whether they own a business or not. So you can do some of that so that you can really speak specifically to the people you're talking to about what they have going on.
Becky also points to her practice of regularly cleaning or culling her email list. This means if someone on her list hasn't opened, clicked, or replied for a period of time, she removes them. Removing people from your list seems counterintuitive, but Becky explains why it makes a lot of sense.
I don't have a giant list. If I didn't take the time to pull my list, which I do really regularly, I would imagine my list would probably be up to 10,000 people now, which is still not a huge list by a lot of people's standards. But instead, my list is at about 3,000, and that is because I purposely try to keep it small. I do a lot of scrubbing of cold subscribers and trying to keep only the people who actually engage with my list, which is why my open rates are at almost 50%, which is really high. And that's because I make sure that I have people on my list that actually want to be there.
M. Connors points to authenticity and providing a lot of value as key strategies for driving higher engagement.
I just try to be human. Like, I don't want to be a robot. I use extra words that makes it sound like I'm talking to someone. And when I first started writing my email, when creating my website, I felt like I had to be this oh, my grammar has to be perfect and there's a certain way I have to talk, when that wasn't the case at all. When I just pretend I'm texting my best friend or I'm emailing my best friend or talking to a friend, it just takes a weight off my shoulders that was there thinking I had to be something other than myself. And then keeping them engaged is also just giving a lot of value. Like, I think they're afraid if they don't open the email that week, they may miss something.
M also provides value and makes her emails more engaging by using an interesting format.
One of the things I've done is I have a format that I follow for all my newsletters, and it helps me write them. And I think that people like to know what to expect in the email, because just what it came down to is I'm not a writer, and it really intimidated me to stare at a blank screen and have to think of something to say. So I was doing research on newsletter formats, and I came across James Clear, who's the Atomic Habits author. His newsletter format is 3-2-1. Mine is 3 ideas to move your business forward, 2 things I'm loving right now, and 1 tip. That just helps me feel like it's like fill in the blank. 3 ideas to teach you about something, usually 2 things I'm loving. My background's in fashion, and I lived in New York City for a long time. And I like to share little things like that. I'm not going to share it on my main feed, but in an email, it's like kind of fun. Like, oh, look at this top I got, or this is how I keep my plants know when they need to be watered. Try this gauge, like random, but it just gives me that sort of creative freedom. And then 1 tip is typically I take my highest performing social media post and I just share it as the 1 tip.
Em's approach is great because it combines an interesting format with some of her authentic experiences and ideas in a way that helps her make a deeper connection with her audience. Sharing pieces of who you are while maintaining healthy boundaries can help your audience find connection points with you through common interests or experiences. Now, you don't necessarily have to get personal to find those connection points. Kei sometimes ties in popular culture or events to find common ground with his subscribers.
I try to understand what other content my readers are consuming. So are they listening to this specific podcast? Are a bunch of them reading this new book? And that gives me an entry point into another thing to write about, another thing to create. If all of my readers are following a specific TV show like White Lotus right now, is there a way to weave that into my storytelling, into my links, into my blog posts?
These are just a handful of ideas you can start using right now to keep your email list more engaged, which hopefully leads to more opens, more clicks, and eventually more sales. And it's okay to take your time with these and not to rush right into making sales. Becky Mullenkamp stresses that allowing your audience to get to know who you are is what ultimately turns subscribers into customers.
Before you just start throwing them into some other regular email where they're like, I don't even know you yet. Or you start selling a bunch of stuff to them where they're like, whoa, 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 I don't even know you yet. Don't forget, it's know, like, trust, and then buy. So a lot of mistakes I see is people starting with I got them. Oh, I better hurry up and sell them something. And yes, I do think it's important to remember that they're the most engaged at the beginning, but thinking about how can I keep them engaged? And I find that the reason I think my open rates are high is because people know me, because I take that time to make sure that they get to really know who I am. I show up really authentically and I speak more conversationally so they feel like that's an email I want to read, right? It's not just, I don't think she's going to hit me with a bunch of sales pitches every 2 minutes. And so I think that helps as well. But I think you also have to know your business. You know, it may be different for a product business than it would be for what I'm doing. But I think for a lot of us that are creatives trying to sell a service or something that we create, people want to know the creator, not just the product or the service that person's selling.
Becky brings us back to a theme that's come up a lot in this lesson and really in this whole course. When you show up in an authentic way, creating things you enjoy, being yourself, and having conversations with real people, you make it easier for your audience to connect and engage with you. You don't just attract followers, but you build an audience of fans. As you've gone through this course, I hope you've come away from each lesson with ideas and inspiration for your creator business, and that you feel excited and confident about growing your audience. This is the end of the course, but definitely not the end of your journey. If you haven't already checked out the Podia creator community, it's the perfect place to connect with other creators who are on the same journey as you. You can ask questions, get advice, share your experiences, and grow your creator business. I'll leave you with this last bit of homework. If you've gotten value out of this course, make a post in the Podia creator community and share your top 5 takeaways. On behalf of all of us at Podia, thank you so much for spending this leg of your journey with us, and best of luck as you grow your audience. Hey there, if you're watching this course on YouTube, I wanted to let you know that you can get the full experience of this course for free at podia.com/get-noticed. You get access to all the worksheets, guides, and additional resources, and you get to have conversations with other creators who are also taking this course. Again, just sign up at podia.com/get-noticed.